Hey guys, today we're looking at a PVM 1344Q, and this monitor here, you can see it's working now, but it wasn't working for me earlier. Nothing was displaying on the screen, and I could have swore I saw something on the screen at some point, so I was pretty convinced that it was a broken solder joint. So I got the back open here, and basically all I was doing was taking something that was plastic like this, and I was just gently poking around everywhere on the board while it was on, which sounds scary, but I'm using a plastic piece and I'm watching what my hands are touching. And I was looking at the screen and see how now we have nothing. This is just from me shaking this just a little bit. But from me prodding around on the board here, I found if I prod right in this spot right here, there, you see how you can tell the screen's on now, and if I let go, it goes away. I'm just gently poking and you can see the screen coming in and out. So I'm very convinced that somewhere right in here there's a broken solder joint. So I'm going to pull the board out and reflow the solder in this area, maybe even specifically in this horizontal center. There we go. Specifically on this horizontal center, I feel like maybe it broke something in there. And I honestly have seen a cold solder joint on this cause no image before, so maybe this is a common spot on these monitors for cold solder joints, so just keep that in mind. So I'm going to pull the board out, we'll flow the solder, and see how we do. Well, I got the board out, we're looking at the bottom of it. Here's the H-center coil. I don't see any obvious cold solder joints here, but I'll reflow those. I did find one right there in the center of the screen. This right here, those three, each three of those look like they're broken cold solder joints. So that very well could be causing our screen to go out. So I'll reflow those. I'll reflow basically all these around the H center. Someone's definitely been in here. You can see this looks like some crusty flux. I don't know what they did, but I'll clean that up as best I can. Reflow all the solder around this area, and I'll put it back in and let you guys know how it goes. Alright, I reflowed the solder, and I definitely saw some broken solder joints on these, and I actually saw some on these too. So you can see how these are so shiny now where I reflowed all these. Yeah, as I was going around soldering them, I definitely noticed some other broken solder joints in the area, but I feel pretty confident now. You just want to make sure that when you're reflowing the solder, you don't create any bad solder joints, because sometimes when you flow the solder will get hot and just like melt right through the hole. So just be really cautious that while you're making a repair, you're not making anything worse either. So let's put this back together and make sure that we have steady image. Well guys, I got everything put back together, and look, the image is much more steady, but it's not perfect. See, I can shake this a little bit and it goes out still. I do believe that I fixed some broken solder joints in this area here, but this thing right here I'm finding now, this piece right here, this is causing me issues, because as if I tap on this, see it's coming in and out. I'm specifically only tapping on this piece, and this literally moves back and forth, so I'm guessing there's bad solder joints on the bottom there. So let's pull it out and check. Well, here we are, and yeah, I'll keep you on the front while I shake the back. Look at that, rock solid image. Shaking it, everything's all good now. So what's crazy was somewhere down On the other side of that right there, in that area, there was actually a big piece of metal from like solder that was making a connection. So it wasn't a broken solder joint, it was like extra solder that was bridging. And when you shook, it would like break that bridge. So whatever that was, it was causing a problem. So super happy, everything's looking great now. All the inputs are working, I tested them out and they look awesome. Here's Super Mario World. Just showing it off. Super fine pitch. Really happy that we got this all fixed up. This one had been sitting like on my shelf for probably a year, and I knew that it wasn't working. So today I just had some time and I figured I'd open it up and give it a quick look, and I would say less than 2 hours I spent on it, so. Alright, well, if you have one of these Sony's, what is this? I don't know if you can see this, but the 1344Q are the ones that use these boards on the inside. They're actually usually silicone, the anode cap like that. I would definitely check for bad solder joints, because I think this is the second one that I've experienced that. So, alright, thanks for watching. Oh, you know what? I'll probably list this for sale at rgbmods.com if you want one that's been looked over. So, thanks.